Okay, let's take a look at some of the code that happens whenever we have links. Now remember, links normally are blue with underline, although with styles we can make them look anything we want them to look like. And let's look at the code, because normally whenever I want to be able to link to a file, I have to be able to have an A anchor tag and tell it where to link to. Now notice this also has a title, because I can see that it has a tooltip that says learn more about our facilities. So let's look at this code. Now again, when we first look at it, it's an anchor tag. We use our href attribute to link to a file. And our title, when we hover over that anchor tag, that's what the hover does. It has the tile display. We also have what we want to show up to the user, and this can be text, it could be an image, it could be anything we wanted it to be. Now, as we look in here, notice that this one links to a file, and it brings it up in a brand new page. Links can go, there's several attributes with it, and they can replace the current page, or it can be a brand new page. Since we have ours set up as tabs, the default is it replaces the page that we're sitting on. See? It doesn't open up a brand new one. We could make it open up a brand new one if we wanted to. So we have links anywhere we want within this particular area. In this page, I can go to another within the page. I can go within another file to a particular page. I can also have a base set up so that it will automatically have the same base in front of where I want it set up. Now remember, when I look at these tags, this is where it is looking for this file. If I needed to tell it to go anywhere else, we'd have to resort back to our relative path to tell it where to go to. Now I could also tell it up here that if I wanted to have a base, and I could tell it to go to www.eversity.com, then all that means is that when it went to look for any file, like this source is going straight to health.jpg, well, if I had a base up here, it would automatically try and find my health JPG within this structure. I could then also go ahead and say I've got a folder called images, that it's going to be looking in those images. If I wanted to continue on and say I want all of my files to be open in the same page and take the entire screen, then the target says top. If I say blank, that's usually the default anyway, but it controls where your links display your information. Target used to be really for a frame set type layout, and we really don't use frames that much anymore. So you're going to find that probably blank and top might be the only ones that you use, unless you have it designed within a frame, and then you could go ahead and say some of the others like parent. Now I want to continue on and look at what if I want to link to a particular section within my page. So when I clicked on these, it took me, I'm in the same page, my index, but it jumped to a particular place within it. Well, then that's where I comes in and I tell it that I want a pound sign. We're going to search for FAC. So if the first thing it hits is a pound, it says go down in this file and look for a place where it says ID equals FAC. and it has to be in an existing tag. So as I go down, notice I have one here, and I've got it inside an A tag. It could be an any tag, a P tag, or a div tag. I can have ID equals FAC, but as you saw just a minute ago, I could also have name, because remember, ID and name really kind of are interchangeable in a lot of places. Again, just be careful of the ID, because ID also applies styles. But this simply means this is what I'm going to be looking for if I put a pound in my target name. Now, if I want to go to another file and a target, then you're going to find there is a file name, a pound, and then my target that I'm going for. So if I look at this one, notice I've got an individual and a family here. I have children, teens. Once I click on this, and again, I can hover over it and look down on the title bar, on the status bar, and it tells me that I'm going to bring up classes, and then what's the ID. So classes teen is what it brought up. When I go and look at my classes, notice that as I go through here, I'm going to eventually come up to where it has a name equals adult. Here's my a name equals teen. And again, it could be an ID equals teen. That's where it's going to jump to. Any of these that we're looking for. Okay. Now there's other things we could do with a title, but these are simply the things we want, the only one we really want to add to this. There's some other things we could do within our anchor tags for links. Remember, we are looking for simply a www or World Wide Web. If we wanted a different tag, a different protocol, then we could put that up inside the URL or within the link type. We could put it inside this area. We can control whether it's going to be an FTP or an HTTP. The same is, the default is it's going to open it as an HTTP page. All right. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about the mail to, because the link here, and I'm not going to a file, I'm not going to a target. I am going to email by saying mail to and the email address. That's going to bring up your local email and try and allow you to email. Now, there's some other things we could add on to this, but we'll stick with just the basics for right now. I hope this explains all the different types of links that we can work with, and any further you want to go with these, it's not that difficult to research and find some of the other information. Thank you.